Hello Internet, welcome to the channel, Radams97 here, giving you Total War 1212 AD for Total War Attila in an episode of Rewriting History. This one is going to be a bit more historically accurate than my last upload of Rewriting History. What we have here is the Battle of Grunwald for, I believe in the 1400s, it was between the Teutonic Order and the alliance of Poland and Lithuania. So this, as with my other one, was also done alongside Celtic Warband, who is more than likely going to upload to his channel, even though the last two times I've said for that he hasn't actually uploaded those battles, but oh well. So me and Celtic are going to be commanding the Tuetonic army, and our opponents have also got Poland and Lithuania. So what the rules were for this to play it out, because we wanted it to be much more historically accurate than Tracy was. So we're playing on large armies, but me and Celtic are being limited to 30 units just to tip the balance. We also could only spend we had less money to spend basically. In terms of the actual battle, it was going to start out as the actual battle did, with the cavalry engaging first, and then the infantry moving in. So, whilst the final bits of deployment, because 1212, are being done here, I've skipped over most of it, let's jump over the army. Or armies. But yeah, as I say, there's just a bit of deployment. So, to start off with, for my army, for the cavalry engagement, I have 5 units of Ritterbruder of the High Period. I would have brought Late Period, but didn't want them to be too OP because of the cavalry that I'm going to fight against, known to be weak. Then, just scrolling along, I have, out of my actual main army body, just moving up slightly, 4 units of these Teutonic sergeants. These are armed with nice big body shaxes, so good shock infantry unit. Should be able to. The plan was to really try and get a bit of flanking damage with them. Sadly, due to the limited numbers, you can probably already tell looking at how stretched out their army is, that's unlikely to really happen. Then for my skirmishing force, 1 unit needs to reposition, and I haven't actually finished deployment here. But yeah, I have a total of 5 units of heavy crossbowmen, which are, funnily enough, actually classed as medium crossbow infantry. So there's 5 units of these guys. You know, they got, looks like we've got metal armor, it could just be gun bastions, and obviously they're a crossbow unit. So shorter range than longbowmen, but you know, they're still good. Then I have, I believe it is 6 units. Yeah, 6 units of the spear sergeants. So, you know, my main line. Obviously, I always bring spears as my main line. Got some nice big shields, so should be able to hold quite nicely. Behind them, I have my reserves of these 5 units of Schwertbruder, and there we go, my crossbows are now sorting themselves out, and these guys are gonna press up a bit. So 5 units of the Schwertbruder, just a sword and shield infantry, can form shield wall, so you know, should also still be able to hold quite nicely. Behind them I've got 4 units just to really plug up gaps of these pikemen. I didn't want to bring too many pikemen because, you know, I wanted to try and be accurate, so historically it was a decisive victory for Poland and Lithuania. So yeah, I didn't want to bring too many pikes because they're generally just too strong. So yeah, they're gonna really try and come in and fill up holes, you know, try and maybe get some flanking something, I don't know what I'm saying. But yeah, so, and then we have the Grandmaster's Guard of the High Period. I wanted to, because Celtic was going to really be commanding the main body was the plan. He asked me to bring a high period instead of a late period general, just because it's Grandmaster's Guard, Grandmaster's Guard, Grandmaster's Guard that the Teutonic Order get. As for Celtic, here is his army, so just because it's on this side, we'll start off here. He has brought 5 units of Prussian archers, so longbowmen, shot longer range from my crossbows, but you know, less damage. Then we have, I believe he only has these 3 units of spearmen, but they're also, you know, spear sergeants for high period. I think mine were high period. Yeah. So you know, that's his main line. Yeah, just 3 units of, oh no, 4 units. He's got 1 unit there. He's brought 2 units of pikemen and he stuck them onto the front line as well, in rather strange position, but yep. So covering his right hand flank, really. Behind that, he's brought a lot of these Schwertbruder. These are all Schwertbruder, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 units of those. Then he's brought 2 units of Teutonic Sergeants. Again, the guys with the big 200 Bardi Shaxes. He's got a reserve of 3 units of just men-at-arms. So you know, these are quite good, armed with pole axes. Solid infantry. Here's his Grandmaster's Guard of Late Period. Here's 2 more units of Teutonic Sergeant, so he's got 4 in total, 2 on each flank. Seeing how it was going to generally end up being, you know, a joined up battle, I put all mine to the left hand flank. And finally, Celtic's Cavalry. We have 5 units of Ritterbruder, or Ritterbruder. Let's jump over here for Poland. So, just to try and add some atmosphere, Poland had their general and the Great Banner of Krakow, which you can see there. Let's try and get a close-up. There you go. They are running down the line, essentially doing a Lord of the Rings kind of thing. I'm trying to think of the name of Theoden. But you know, Theoden rally the troops kind of thing. So yeah, we've got the Great Banner of Krakow, and the Polish King of the Late Period there. As for the army, now I need to make sure I'm not mixing up. Aha, yep. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 units, it would appear, of archer sergeants. 1, 2, 3, 4, 7 units apparently of spear militia, covering the flanks of his main line. So, you know, not really anything special there. I mean, they've got kite shields, for crying out loud. And 4 units of halberdiers, so, you know, a much better frontline infantry. Although, strangely, armed. Actually, no, wait, yeah, those ones are halberds. I think there is a unit of halberdiers in the game that are actually armed with bill hooks, but oh well. 4 units of Polish Knights of the Late Period, by the looks of it. Yep. Are these all heavy axemen? I do believe so. And just a massive line of sword infantry, so sergeants, I'm not going to do a count up here, and axemen. So yeah, the axemen I think are meant to be representing one of the mercenaries that Poland had. Rus, them representing Rus infantry. So you know, nice big 200 Dane axes by the look of it. And where are the sergeants? There was a unit with some sergeants in here as well. I'm going to pause this now. There's also sergeants of a high period. You know, they got kite shields, they got some armour. And apparently some of them are from Yorkshire. Hey, Yorkshire. Okay, and then we got some more Polish knights. These are lesser Polish knights though, so tier 2. And finally Lithuania. So they are bringing 6 units of these Lithuanian archers. I paused it because the battle was going to begin because I noticed they had made it. The Polish king had made it to the end of his little speech thing, so we have a lot of armoured sergeants. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 units it looks like of these. Just, you know, standard spears really. Not pretty decent shields, should be able to do quite well. Then we got armoured infantry, it looks like. Just, I mean, what more do you expect with a name like that? So yeah, you know, they've got, you know, some pretty decent armour. Obviously sword and shield. I'm going to do camp up there. Over here we've got some Moldavian warriors. Is that? Yep, these are representing some more mercenaries that are present in this fight. Strangely, there's a big mix of shields, so we got what looks like a Taj or round shield, and kite shield, so intriguing. Sergeant, oh that's Poland. Polish knights. Some more axemen representing Rus. And ducal axemen, I think, also representing Rus. Got 4 units of skirmishers, so you know, javelin men. Intriguing to see them. You don't often see javelin guys in Total War. Well, you know, you don't see them played online. We've got the Lithuanian Grand Duke of the High Period. That is their general. Over here, more axemen and ducal axemen. And some elite infantry here of noble swordsmen, or at least I would imagine they are elite infantry. It says a tier 1, so I don't know. But yeah, and finally the cavalry, which Lithuania was apparently, the Lithuanian cavalry was apparently all mercenaries. So we've got boyars and the Mazovian cavalry. There's 2 units of boyars and 3 units of Mazovian. So the fight's going to start out with them clashing with mine, and mine are going to win. That was the only real rule. You know, but my cavalry had to win that initial cavalry engagement because that's how the actual thing went. So, without further ado, let's get it playing. So as you can see, those cavalry are now going to advance. I've got my Ritterbrüder ready. Currently just standing. Now they're going to begin their march. They are charging, just hammering towards us. Hammer charge order's been given. Everyone's going to run. A nice good big clash there. Nice and epic. And so the battle has begun. The cavalry engagement. So let's just get a cinematic flyover of this. Yeah, it's lovely. I have got my cursor being captured, so yeah. I'm just going to speed this up because it's just the cavalry battle at the moment. As you can see, you know, the boyards starting to losing decisively. Their morale is dropping, whilst the Ritterbrüder are holding. But yeah, so nothing else was allowed to really happen until this battle over here ended, this little cavalry skirmish. But those cavalry are going to start to break now, as you can see. Suddenly they are losing decisively, and they were, you know, quite even. Well, strangely, they were just apparently losing, even though they were as well, and now we're apparently winning, but yeah. It's just Attila being weird. These guys are going to be able to win this. Runaway horse. Another runaway horse. The guy riding those horses are obviously getting killed, and the horse is just not dying. Oh, it's funny to see that. It's the little touches in life. But yeah, as you can see, you know, those mercenary Mazovian carp there are wavering. They're going to rout any second now. Over here, these boyards are starting to lose all their people. Over here, you know, more casualties being sustained. My Rita Brooder just not really losing many people at all. Yep, I'm going to put this into normal speed because now the first of his routes is happening, so this hasn't got long left. Yep, so his cavalry's all just going to really rout now, as you can see. Just unit of boyars and mercenary Mazovian. So at this point, the battle really, you know, this is where it was like, right, okay, now the time for armies to proceed, and just because I thought it looked pretty good, going for the cinematic touch, I'm gonna whiz over to my guys. Yep, they've all routed. So, now that that's ended, I've got all my guys now closing ranks, getting into battle formation. These guys have now dropped their pikes.
The enemy have rallied their units!
The enemy have rallied their... yeah, some of the cavalry are obviously going to rally. And I was a bit slower in doing it because I was holding back, deciding whether I was going to... But then, yeah, I'm going to get my crossbows to go into loose formation as well. So I am very much in battle order now. So because the balance power is in favour, you know, we are outnumbered heavily and outfunded. You know, we've had no choice really but to hold back. So Celtic, he's got his guys in close order, but he's not going to spread out his archers, interestingly. Now I have the problem that I am dealing with Ruthenian archers, so these guys are going to have a longer range, so I'm going to have to move up my crossbows. I'm going to march my line up a little bit. Ah yeah, and now he's spreading his men out, I think. Yeah, that's in loose formation now. I do love the touch of the rain and someone sneezing. Okay, do you not sneeze? Thank you. So yeah, Poland-Lithuanian army is now very much on the march. As you can see, Polish are starting to split off from the Lithuanians. We're very much going to try and focus. Essentially, they're going to try and sweep in the side of Celtic. Of course, the Lithuanians are really going to come at me head on. The skirmish engagement has begun. I'm going to just sit back for a bit, let my crossbows fight these guys. I'm going to speed it up again. So again, just, you know, arrow shooting. Because my guys are all in shield wall and the pikes are at the back. But not really going to take any casualties on my main infantry. Moving up forces there, but they're just getting into position. Those Prussian archers are firing on Lithuanians for me. That's
The enemy
nice of them.
engages our ally. Do we help?
Over here, Lithuania has gone into a cavalry battle with with Celtic, with my ally, the Teutons. Sending some spears to assist, but you know they're only militia, so they're not going to do too much. You know, whilst they're putting forward their skirmish fighting, and Celtic's actually going to take his army and press them right up. He does need to be careful because he is obstructing a lot of his archers now, so they can't really fire properly. Over here, the Lithuanians have now put their skirmishers, their javelin guys, up into the fray as well. And there's the remnants of the Lithuanian cavalry.
The enemy refuses to admit
But
defeat.
most of them
Their
are
unit
dead.
has rallied.
Yeah, over here, things already, you know, not really going Celtic's way. Although the cavalry are winning, and he's got the aid coming in, but he's really spread himself out a bit too thin, I'd say. You know, he's got no real depth to his formation, so when they do charge, they can easily pull through that. So yeah, again, I'm just really trying to get him to waste his ammo, and having decided that actually can't really do this anymore. As you can see, I've got my cavalry moving up. I've decided, right, let's bring the cavalry in. Let's get this battle underway. So as you can see, my cavalry are going to charge.
Our men have given up and are running for their lives.
Also because my crossbows are really taking casualties now to those javelins. But unfortunately that means less javelins to worry about later. A damn solid charge here. This is why you have depth to your ranks. Tearing through those spearmen as they try to intercept. As I'm going to pull them straight out because those spearmen are going to be able to fight a prolonged fight. Yeah. Getting a fair bit of damage, but taking a fair few casualties at the same time. But yeah. Just look at that damage. A solid cavalry charge, I must say. And now the fight over here is really going to begin. I've got my Bardish guys, my tuetonic sergeants. Let's slow this down. They're going to charge. They're going to take on these armoured spearmen and armoured infantry. Not getting really the best charge off that I was hoping for. As you can see, I've pulled my crossbows out with the advance of his infantry here. I'm going to try and support my tuetonic sergeants, but they're not going to be able to do too well because of arcing the crossbows. Over here, Celtic's kindly sending some of his tuetonic sergeants to cover for these crossbows, but at the same time also obstructing them. Really starting to take casualties over here now. The battle is very much going off on the flanks at the moment, not really much in the centre of the battlefield. He's got his spears engaged with these halberdiers. The halberdiers are going to be able to win this though, just because, you know, they're halberds versus spearmen. And then there's the flanking force here of these Moldavian warriors. Over here he's charged my spear line, but they've been able to hold and take the charge head on. You know, just
broken and are fleeing.
make use of their spear wall. My cavalry is now trying to fight for its life over here, and now starting to take casualties though. He's interestingly pushed up all his skirmishers, his javelins, even though they've got no ammo left. But yes, annoyingly, I don't know if Celtic realised that this would be a problem, but my crossbows can't actually really fire because of these guys being stood right in front of them. Well, he's going to charge them out now, so it's all good. Yeah, I mean, still gonna keep this in slow-mo. Just a little whir over the battlefield. So yeah, nothing to normal speed. I've taken two of my, just one unit, sorry, of my Schwertbruder swordsmen, and they're going to try and increase the length of my army, because I noticed he was trying to flank around. I'm going to take 2 units of my pikemen, and they're going to cover they're going to go and sort out here as well. Phillips noticed that these guys are coming in, they're going to try and pull through my lines on the flank. So I'm going to use my pikes to really cover for it. It is not a natural thing for me to play on the defensive, if you've seen pretty much any of my videos from Total War. I like to be very aggressive, but I just couldn't afford to be. Here we got the Greek banner of Krakow now entering the fray, charging over here. And, you know, it's just this nice solid battle line here. But the Polish have been able to break through on the left-hand flank, our left-hand flank of Celtic's army. So it is archers being able to fire over, so archers are not crossbows. Over here my cavalry's been wiped out in this engagement. I couldn't pull them out, they got completely surrounded, and those spears, these swordsmen just tore them up. Over here my tuetonic sergeants, those guys with nice bardy jaxes. They're not really holding, they're not really getting any kills either, so they've been a bit of a disappointment. Yeah, so as you can see I'm pulling my crossbows out now. I've noticed that shit has hit the proverbial fan, and that flank is now crumbled. So I'm taking my other 2 units of pikemen, then I'm going to respond and try and cover myself from any flanking attempt.
They're not done yet.
I've got a unit of crossbows, kind of in a bad situation. I've got these pikes though. Engaging these swords, apparently losing decisively. I don't know where these guys are going to intercept all these and just hold them back. Essentially all I can really do now is hold them back. As you can see over here, just my ally Celtic, his lines are starting to crumble. You know, he's just losing his men. Pavy spearmen, I didn't see them before. They must have mixed in with the militias. So we've got some Pavy spearmen, so a good spear infantry unit fighting these Schwertbruder. So intriguing. But yeah, the flanks of Celtic's army are now gone. These guys, these halberds, have basically got free range to do what they want as soon as they do it. No depth to these Schwertbruder, so they're just gonna get like their formation broken, and now most of them aren't in the fight. So these heavy axemen should easily be able to handle that. Yeah, over here Celt's just getting collapsed on the flanks, so he's not really going to be able to hold. Polish king and just watching over.
Our men are breaking off.
Over here, my line is holding much more sternly. I haven't really had to use any of my Schwertbruder, but I've only used a couple units. Over here, I've got an awkward situation of a unit of my crossbowmen fighting these skirmishers. Skirmishers are winning. My general is just kind of looking over it. I'm trying to support with these heavy crossbowmen, but apparently they're obstructed. That's a bit annoying. But yeah, so I've now taken my Schwertbruder, you know, trying to get them sorted into a position. Over here my pikemen have just really crumbled. They haven't really been able to hold them. This unit here are kind of really dodgy in how they've gone into formation. So it looks like they want to be facing that way. Oh yeah, and then Celtic's generals wound up dead. That's gonna kill the morale of most of these guys. You can see they're all wavering now. So on that flank, you know, that's pretty much over. His cavalry are just kind of sitting back now. I don't think the Lithuanian player wanted to really use them anymore. He's got his 2 units of Schwertbruder just kind of stood in reserve waiting. Ah yeah, over here I did engage my general just to kill off these skirmishers, and then I saw all these guys coming in. So I'm going to pull him out, I think, eventually.
Our ally has been destroyed.
Yeah, no, it's me on my own. Balance of power not in my favour if you're looking at the timer. 3 minutes left. This is a much more accurate representation of history. Over here, my left flank has just completely crumbled. Here comes some Polish knights. Trying to get a nice charge off of my general, and it was a damn nice charge. Getting a good solid amount of kills. Over here, just taking my Schwertbruder that are still in reserve, the 2 units that I still had. Trying to hold this flank now. Gonna clash there. Nice. They're gonna try and hold back. They're not gonna be able to for too long. This halberdier just kind of stood here though, fortunately for me. Not really getting too involved. Although it might look like he's now reforming them. Yeah, as you can see, most of my guys are now routing. Well, there's also some do collapse when they're out. But here's the killer blow of these Polish knights just coming in now. First thing I'm going to do is make sure these 24 pikemen don't rally by the looks of it. Oh no, they're just forming up. Yeah, there's just too many men being thrown into the fray. Yeah, Schwertbruder tired, losing decisively. His axemen are exhausted, but yeah, there's just too many numbers now. As you can see, my spears are now routing. So my main line's going to crumble. I'm trying some of the pikemen that were dodgy, I'm trying to pull them back. Sadly, I didn't do quite what I wanted there. I saw the cavalry come in. I was hoping I could get some kills on them with these pikes. Didn't quite work, and now they're getting focused by the archers and getting killed. My general's fighting for his life. This one is all over. Yeah, pretty much my entire line now is broken. These guys are about to rout. I've just got these 2 units of spear sergeants that have just routed and then rallied. And my general, yeah. I saw his cavalry charging, so I'm going to try and counter charge. And then I thought, no, form a square. Desperate forming a square here. Let's watch for the last stand of the spear sergeants.
The men are running, cowards!
Yep. And they've routed. Decisive defeat, exactly as it went in history. I mean, sort of. You know, it's not completely historically accurate, but you know, close enough. So yeah, I mean, we'll just run over like kills, etc. So yeah, my Grandmaster's Guard doing really well for himself. Obviously, you know, getting some pretty solid charges off throughout the fight. 152 kills. Spear sergeants, they held the line, but they didn't really get any major kills. But oh well. Pikemen, 1 unit doing exceptionally well, the rest just being a bit mediocre, 1 unit being a bit shit. Yeah, but all of these guys really getting killed. Goes to most of my spearmen as well. Schwertbruder, all but 1 unit getting pretty much killed out. Getting pretty average kill counts, so, which is not, if I wanted to even have any hope, is not what I'd want to see. My tuetonic sergeants just didn't work this time, like, you know, it just didn't work for me. I couldn't really get the flanking attack off that I wanted. They ended up going head on against guys. Not really what you want to do with them. These are my crossbows. I'm just not really getting those kills. Ended up getting obstructed, and there was nothing I could really do from there. In hindsight, I probably should have brought Prussian archers instead. Oh well. And my cavalry, you know, really racking up a nice solid amount of kills. So that was good to see. As for Celtic, his Grandmaster didn't really get any kills to his name, sadly. His spear sergeants as well, not really doing particularly well on the killing front. You know, all they really did was hold the line. They didn't do anything other than hold. His pikemen also not really doing too well, except for, well, these 2 units did quite well, but the rest are really not. And all his pikemen pretty much got wiped out. His spear sergeant seemed to not take too many casualties, apart from those 2 units. But and the Schwertbrüder, and again, Bruder, even not Bruden, is not getting the kills you'd expect from the sword unit. They just couldn't really hold. His Teutonic sergeants, yeah, they did much better than mine. Still not particularly good, except for this 1 unit getting 78 kills. That's quite impressive. Even his Prussian archers, though, you know, doing about the same as my crossbows, just not really getting the kills. And finally, his Ritterbruder, not really getting the same opportunities for kills as mine did, so you know, we're not going to really get as many. For Lithuania, the Lithuanian Grand Duke didn't even get involved in combat. No casualties sustained, no kills done. Yeah. So whereas the armoured sergeants, armoured spearmen even, not sergeants, doing about average, you know, sort of what you'd want to see and expect from a spear unit. Much better than mine and Celtics though, as you can see. His Moldavian warriors also doing, you know, doing quite well actually, especially for a cheap sword unit. I think they were a sword unit. Yeah, of course it says there. So you know, they're doing quite well. These axemen actually putting in quite a lot of work as well. Well done to them. The noble swordsmen didn't really, they haven't taken many casualties, so I can only, okay, that unit took quite a few, but they had pretty average kill counts, but I don't think he really used them in much of a fight. It's armoured infantry just racking up the kills. I think they were fighting on the main line, so they just slaughtered my spear sergeants. Yeah, because I was up against Lithuania. Then we got these Ducal Axemen also doing incredibly well, although taking a fair few casualties, not too many though. Is Ruthenian archers. Now they're doing exactly what you'd expect of archers, not really sustaining casualties, but getting plenty of kills. Skirmishers doing quite well, but suffered a fair few casualties. Mercenary Mazurbian cavalry, well, you know, all his cavalry, because they all died, and then to my cavalry at the beginning, as was scripted in the fight. And see what you're going to expect from them. And finally, over here with Polish. Polish King not really seeing too much action, not really taking any casualties, getting 17 kills, so well done. Spear Militia, do you expect much of anything of militia? Not really, so. Yep, Pavy Spears, not performing quite underwhelmingly to be honest for a unit like that. 2 of his units of halberdiers did a bit crap, well one did very crap. They might have been right on the flank though and just not ended up in the fray. But these 2 units doing exceptionally well. Heavy Axemen, lots of them. I don't think that unit got involved at all. No casualties, no kills. The rest getting some pretty hefty kill counts to them. Pretty hefty. Sergeants, I think this made up his main line. 2 units I don't think entered the fight at all. In fact, these may well have been reserve actually. I think he might have sent the Axemen with the halberds first, and we'll see Pavy Spears. But yeah, they're not really racking up many kills, but taking no casualties either. Armoured sergeant, archer sergeants even, doing about what you'd expect of archers, although I said that for the much better kill counts on the Ruthenian, so you know. Yeah, that's about average, those are pretty impressive. They're not really taking any casualties either. Polish Knights, that unit did a big crap, the rest did pretty well though. Great Banner of Krakow, I think he tried to keep it out because it's the Great Banner of Krakow. He didn't want to risk it falling. and more Polish knights. So lots of cavalry, doing quite well. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, become a Celtic warrior. Link to my Discord server in the description. Thanks for watching.